Guys, Jtofthedead here. Bored, so I decided to do a video because I got ran out of my living room because my fiance and her friend are having a Sex in the City marathon. So I'm up here in the man cave. Figured I'd do a video. I want to talk about some VHS today, some memories of going into the video store back in the day and checking out all these covers as a kid, and just VHS talk in general. But I always remember going in there and seeing Frankenhooker. I'm doing this on the webcam again, and the sun's kind of bright back there. I'll try to block it off, but I'm just too lazy to get out my camera. I'll eventually start doing camera videos again, but for now, this will do. But we used to have the Frankenhooker box in our video store that would talk. You would push a button like down here somewhere, and it would say "Want a date," and it was really cool. I'd like to have that. This one's just a plain case, no talking. Another one I used to see all the time was Zombie here. I used to think this cover was really cool. I never did rent it until I got older, but I always wanted to check it out because around that time is when I discovered Dawn of the Dead and Return of the Living Dead movies. This was another one. I rented this one a lot as a kid, Return of the Living Dead 2 and the first one, but this cover always reminded me of the fourth Nightmare on Elm Street movie because Freddy kind of looked real smoky, like this guy here. That's a really good zombie movie too. And two more that always reminded me of each other back in the day were Chud 2 and The Dead Pit. These two were like, I don't know if they were close on the shelves, but they always, I guess the zombie thing coming out of a hole, they always stuck with me in my head as like these cases did. And this one, unfortunately it's damaged, but it used to light up. You push this button here and the eyes would light up. And they just don't do DVD cases. They don't even really put any thought into them like they did these cases back in the day. I wish that they did, but Seed People here. I remember when this movie first came out. I always just remember picking this movie up and looking at the cover. It's not that good of a movie. It's a full moon movie, I think. It's okay, kind of cheesy, but pretty good. Also, I have TerrorVision playing there on the TV, if you guys hear that in the background. Haven't watched it in a while, so I figured I'd check it out again. This was one from the actual video store that I rented at all the time. When I went on business, I bought this one. It still isn't on DVD. It's Highway to Hell. It's a really good movie about a guy that his girlfriend gets kidnapped by a hell cop there and taken to hell, and he has to go into hell to try to get her back, and he fights all these crazy people in hell. It's got Ben Stiller in it, and Ben Stiller's dad. But it's a really good movie. If you guys can find a bootleg or the VHS of that, pick it up. It's a rental there, as you can see, the old rated R horror sticker backwards. This one, I got this off of Melvin Scott Gregg, my good buddy on YouTube here. Go check his channel out. This is blood salvage, but this case, something always stuck out in my mind about this was that guy right there, Jake, I think's his name in the movie. I always thought this was John Goodman from, this was around the time Roseanne was on TV and stuff, and I'm a big John Goodman fan, but I always thought that was him, and I was always like, why is he in a horror movie holding an eyeball? But, it's not really him, and it's also got John Saxon in it. I'm a really big fan of his movies, and it's got Evander Holyfield in the clip. I don't know why, but it's kind of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Hills Have Eyes with comedy elements in it. It's a really good movie, though. Here's another one from that same video store I used to rent all the time. It's a basket case. This is one that my parents probably shouldn't have let me watch as a kid. It's got breasts, deformed little guys, blood, lots of gore, but it made me what I am today, so I'm thankful that they didn't really censor anything I watched. I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing if people don't want their kids to watch stuff. My parents never cared, but basket case. Check it out. Got them on DVD now, so. Alligator 2. This is another one from the same, I believe. Yeah, from the same video store there. I rented this movie probably a few times a month. It's just classic cheese. I love the alligator, the first one, and then the second one's actually decent in my opinion too. Got Richard Lynch in there, but good sequel. chopping mall here. I always used to pick this case up and look at it. I remember this came on cable one time whenever I was younger, and I really liked it a lot, and I rented it a few times after that. I love this cover art though. The bag full of body parts there with the robot arm in it, holding it. It's a really cool cover. I think the DVD has the same cover, but this one here, I always watched the first one on TV, and finally rented this one. And in my opinion, this is a better movie than the first one. I just like all the demons and stuff that it shows, and the giant-sized demons and everything. And I love this cover art as well. Looks like a little glimpse of hell is what I always thought it was. That's what it looks like to me. It's the gate too. Pretty cool sequel. This one here, Night of the Demons too. A lot of sequels here. I remember this video store that I used to go to when I was younger had this was a different video store than I got the rest of them, but I can remember going there one winter. It was snowing really bad, and went in there, and they had the one sheet of this up on the wall, and I hadn't heard of the Night of the Demons movies, and I was like, what is that? It looks crazy because you got Angela there eating a sucker all demoned out. So they had the first movie. They didn't have this one in because it was rented out. I guess it would have been new at the time. That was 1994, so I would have been a wee lad. Let's see. Would have been 7 years old. But I picked up the first one, and I fell in love with these movies and watched them all through numerous times. That's good stuff. Another classic here is Silent Night, Deadly Night. Used to walk by these at my video store and laugh every time I seen them. I'd pick it up and I would think, man, Killer Santa Claus movie. I think it's so funny. And then I finally rented this movie, and I was like, wow, it was really brutal and a really good movie. I guess a lot of people protested this movie when it first came out. A lot of death threats to the director and things like that. But this is actually a really good, my favorite Christmas horror movie. But you guys know all about that. Check it out though if you haven't. It's really good. And the last one I'm going to talk about here is The Talent Dreaded Sundown. I believe our video store had the clamshell of this as well, but I always thought that this was Jason from Part 2 when I was younger because I was a huge Friday the 13th fan. But I'd always pick this up and look at it, and I'd wonder if it was, like Friday the 13th, which it's not. But it's still a really good movie, directed by Charles B. Pierce. He does a lot of good stuff. I have a lot of his movies, or he did. I guess he's passed away now, but if you guys can find a bootleg or VHS of that, check it out too. I don't think it's on DVD yet. But that's all for this video, guys. Just boredom. Just check it out. Peace.